You're gonna take your first trade today, step by step. By the end of this video, you're gonna know exactly how to enter a trade, what to look for, and how you make money from option trading. Options basically allows you to buy a stock at a cheaper price before a certain date. For example, if Apple's at $200 and you think in the future it'll be at 205, you can buy anywhere from a week ahead to the same day, 2 weeks ahead, 3 days, or a month. The closer price gets to 205, the more expensive those contracts become. That's where you make your profit. Same thing to the downside. If Apple's at $200 and you believe it's going to be at 195 within some time, the closer price gets to that 195 level, the more expensive those contracts become, and you can sell at any time. So you don't have to wait for the contracts to expire. You can sell for profit or stop out whenever. Now we have to learn how to read the charts. This here is TradingView. This is what you're going to use to read the charts. Whenever you see day traders showing their screen and you see all these candlesticks and indicators, this is what they're using. A lot of them like to use Thinkorswim's charting, Webull's charting, Robinhood's charting. It's all personal preference, but it's a lot easier to be able to watch the markets on a separate app or a separate screen while you're day trading off your phone here. Now, once you have TradingView downloaded, all you have to do now is set it up, which isn't too hard. When you first download TradingView, it's gonna be green and red candles. All the colors are personal preference. I have a solid background. I don't like having the lines in the back because whenever I'm marking, levels and whatnot, previous highs or previous lows, I want to be able to see those lines clearly without getting distracted. If I need to look at the price, I'll see what level, or I'll see what price these levels are at, right? Previous highs or previous lows. I like my candlesticks blue, and I also like making the borders of the candlesticks black so I can clearly see where candles are closing, opening, wicking, and whatnot. I'm in the Central Time, UTC 5 Chicago. You can change that to whatever time frame you're at. And of course, I trade New York sessions, so my market opens up at 8:30 in the morning. I don't like seeing any news events on my screen. I don't know why I have this checked. I probably uncheck it right now. I don't have any alerts unless I set some. I don't trade off of TradingView itself. I'll trade off my phone, which I'll get to in a second. But all of this here, pretty much just leave it. It's for futures trading up here. And then this is where I have the solid background. I just have a solid background. I made it gray, made it easy for me to look at the candles. It's not too bright. It's just neutral colors. Grid lines, if I were to show those, you'd be able to see them there, but I have them the same color as my background, so that way they disappear. And the crosshair, same thing, personal preference. You can choose whatever color you want. Watermark, if you select the watermark, it just shows you what stock you're trading and what time frame. So if I switch it to like the 15-minute, for example, it'll switch it to that. And that's mainly like if you're showing people your chart, and so that way they don't have to ask what time frame you're on. The text, 12 lines, non-existent, same color as my background. And all of this is there for that. These are my scale lines. I'll show the pre-market, post-market, but you can also go into your broker and check the pre and post-market there. Now here, chart settings is just, you have the logo, title, have all of these selected here. I don't think I've ever changed this. I think this is just regular settings. And the symbol you guys just saw. Okay, now you know how to set up TradingView. Now I want to get into what the best broker is. A lot of people ask me what's better, Webull, Robinhood, Thinkorswim, or Charles Schwab. The answer is simple. It's really just all personal preference. Maybe you already have a bank account with Charles Schwab. It's a lot easier to open up Thinkorswim. You're going to be able to take trades the same way as you would on Robinhood or Webull. I used to use Webull before I used Robinhood. And the reason I switched over, or the reason I used Webull to begin with, was because previously you didn't have any fees. So you could trade SPY, SPX, and have no fees, and you could just trade. Back when you're when you're trading with a few $100, every dollar matters, right? So I was over on Webull. Whenever I switched from Webull to Robinhood, it was because I started a challenge account. I wanted to withdraw the money instant. You get an instant withdrawal the next morning. You have your deposit, and Robinhood has instant deposits, right? And because they all have fees, Thinkorswim, Webull, and Robinhood, I just found it a lot easier to continue trading on Robinhood. But really, it's all personal preference. I'm going to show you guys Robinhood today. I'll also show you guys Webull, so that way you can see what both look like and when you're trading, what it's going to be like. So now let's move into taking a trade. So I'm actually going to trade live here with you guys. I'm gonna screen record my screen and you guys will be able to see everything that I'm doing on my phone on Robinhood. Okay, so you guys can see that I'm up $1,300 and I'm looking for a trade. So we had a lot of volume here earlier this morning and we never got a retracement. We're kind of just sitting below this level. We filled this gap. We fell below it. If you guys have seen my strategy videos, you know exactly what I'm looking at. And we created a 15-minute fair value gap. A lot of people would ask me, what fair value gap do I use? I always go from the top of the move to the bottom of the move, and I use a fair value gap that's right closest to the 0.5. If you want to look at my fib retracement settings, I only have the 0, 0.5, and the 1, and then everything is white just to make it easy to read. So now I want to look to start entering as we retrace to that fair value gap, and I want to set my stop halfway through the zone. Bang. All right, so now what I would do, this is NVIDIA. I would go over to NVIDIA. I would click on trade options. I'll go over to October 18th. Today is Tuesday. Normally I don't play weekly contracts after Wednesday because they become a lot more aggressive with the Greeks. I'll make another video on that. First thing I want to do, I did this morning. I was trying to play puts and I accidentally had calls selected. So you want to make sure that you're on the right one. You can switch it up here, calls or puts. In this case, we're playing the downside. I want to start adding as we're approaching up towards the fair value gap. I'm not going to be playing heavy. I'm already up on the day, so I'll grab one contract just to give you guys an example. So I'll grab for, we saw 129 low of day, right? It's below 130, so I can grab 130 contracts, and my target price is going to be low of day. So if I just grab one contract here, you can select how many contracts you want, 10, 15, whatever. I'm only grabbing one. And so the price of the premium is $1.58 times 100. That's going to be 158. And all I do is click buy and swipe up. Okay, boom. That's how you're going to trade on Robinhood. Super simple. Now you can see my position here. You can go to your position, and if you want to close out of your trade, all you have to do is click on trade, hit sell, and then you can sell from there. And if you want to set a stop loss, say for example, if we're looking at the chart here, right, we saw that price came up a little bit around 132.81. You can see the previous highs as well on NVIDIA. In this case, because we're playing puts, up here we're gonna have, it's gonna be the lows. That was the lowest the contracts were at puts, because the higher price goes on puts, the cheaper they become. The lower price goes to 130. The more expensive they're going to be, that's where you sell for your profit, right? So we want to look for a previous low on the chart, say 150 or even 143. If you want to set a stop loss, you find that. It goes from limit order, you set a stop limit. Your stop price is 143 and your limit price is going to be like 141. So once it hits 143, it'll sell at 141 for you, and you should be good, and you don't have to worry about losing more than you need to, right? And that is Robinhood. And now we're gonna do this on Webull, right? So Webull is just the same thing. You're gonna look up your stock. If it's not on your watch list, you go up here in the search bar, you click NVIDIA, bang. You go click NVIDIA, go to the options chain, and then you can select calls or puts down here at the bottom. If you don't see the strike price you wanna see, you click the bottom right down here, you click strikes, and you can select how many rows you want to see. I usually like selecting 10 because I don't go too far out the money, but if you do want to go further out, you go select higher. So boom, simple as that. That's how it's going to be on Webull, and it really doesn't get any easier than that. And alrighty guys, now you guys can see that price started moving a little bit. We're up 10%. Normally with one contract, I would just cut it completely. So I would buy one, you'd click on trade to sell your position, and then you click sell, review, swipe up the same way that you would buy the contract. Now you're selling, and we just made a quick $23, okay, off a small little move. So this just goes to show that you don't really need the huge move. Use your imagination with how much money you can make, okay? Normally I would play with 50 to 100 contracts. That's like 10 to 15, $20,000, okay? So my 10, 15% would be 1,000. Hence why I'm up $1,300 on the day. I took two small trades and then I finished, okay? If we would have just let this play out, probably would have been a lot higher, but this was just for the video's sake. Called a small trade, nothing too crazy. We end the trade there and we move on for tomorrow. This is basically the process that you're going to be taking. I'm just watching the charts, following the trend, taking trades on Robinhood, Webull, and then walking away, enjoying my day, playing golf or whatever. That's all you have to do. Alrighty, y'all, and that's pretty much it. I know you guys think it's rocket science, but it's really just as simple as I made it seem. Showing you guys how to enter a trade, what you need, and that's pretty much all you need to day trade. You don't need this crazy setup. I made $100,000 off a small laptop, and then with those profits, I was able to buy myself a better setup. Okay, you don't need all of that. Okay, but that's really all you need. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please comment, like, and subscribe. I want to teach you guys everything that I know for free here on YouTube. So I'll continue posting more videos. I know you guys enjoy these. So yeah, leave me some feedback and I will continue on making these videos. Deuces.